You are the third person today that's told me I should go sacrifice an animal. So let's dive into it. Should I sacrifice an animal? We'll be in Leviticus 4. This is the go-to for sin sacrifices. Speak to the people of Israel, saying, if anyone sins unintentionally. Verse 13, if the whole congregation of Israel sins unintentionally. Verse 22, when a leader sins unintentionally. Verse 27, if any of the common people sin unintentionally. Are you starting to see a pattern? Sin sacrifices are only for unintentional sins. And being as I know the laws of God, I have not unintentionally sinned today. So I do not need to make a sacrifice. Also, there is an order to things. There needs to be a temple. There is not a temple. But let's read on. Let's read Psalm 51. This is David speaking to the Lord after he sinned with Bathsheba. Intentionally. David knew he was sinning. Verse 16, for you will not delight in sacrifice, or I would give it. You will not be pleased with a burnt offering. Again, because he sinned intentionally. Let's see what else the Bible says about sacrifices. 1 Samuel 15:22. Has the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice. What? To obey is better than sacrifice. And since people love misquoting Paul and holding his words higher than what Jesus said, let's take a look at what Paul says. Hebrews 10:26, for if we go on sinning deliberately after receiving the knowledge of the truth, there no longer remains a sacrifice for sins. And what is the truth? Psalm 119, 142. Your righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and your Torah is truth. But we can find that Jesus is the Word made flesh, the Torah made flesh. John 14:6. Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And again, Jesus is the Torah, meaning people could be reconciled back to God before Jesus came. I don't know what God you think you're worshiping, but the God of the Bible is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He is a loving, patient God. And he did not make a bunch of rules he knew people couldn't follow just to punish them, knowing that they couldn't follow him. If that is who you think God is, you do not know who God is. What else does Paul say? Romans 3:31, do we then overthrow the law by this faith? By no means. On the contrary, we uphold the law. You have to know what the law is to uphold it.